Hey guys, Jonah here, back with a beer review, and I apologise in advance because I have been back at the Wetherspoons, and tonight I had four beers and one cider. And the cider was by accident because they're not labelled beer and cider, and this one was on a hand pump, and I thought, oh yeah, haven't heard of that beer before. I'll go for that. Um, and I accidentally ordered a 7.5% cider thinking it was a beer, drinking it and going, whoa, this is a cider, obviously. Then looking it up on my phone and going, Jesus, it's a 7.5%, which could be, it's probably, I mean, I've drunk 7.5% beers before, but roughly double the normal kind of UK strength beer, I guess, at sort of 4-ish%. So it's like having an extra beer. So I had 6 beers. And now I'm here because I didn't record any of them. And I thought you deserve to get a beer review from Unclejona. And yeah, got my Reading Festival shirt on. I actually, 2007, I actually went to this beer festival. Jesus, beer's on my mind. I went to this festival and saw, I don't know if it says on this side. No, it probably says on the back. And I'm not going to turn around. The Red Hot Chili Peppers. Probably one of my favourite bands that are still alive. Um, they've had an album out which gets good airplay in my car, and they have a new album coming out, or an EP or whatever. And I've heard a couple of their songs on bootleg. Sounds pretty cool. They're not as kind of funky as they used to be, but they still put out some proper bangers. I really like the Chili's. Anyhow, you're not here to listen to a drunk man talking nonsense, or perhaps you are, and wonder what the hell is going to happen next. But the beer I'm going to drink tonight is this one. It's by the Garden Brewery, but it wasn't part of the Save the Earth or Save the Planet thing. This is actually part of the 9th birthday celebrations by Beer 52. And this one is the dry hopped Callista Pilsner. So it's a dry hopped Pilsner, ultralight and crisp with grapefruit and stone fruit. 5% ABV, and I don't know if you can see that, made in Croatia, because as we well know, the Garden Brewery are proudly Croatian. Let me do a quick look. I'm pretty sure that it won't have anything untoward in there, purely because it says it's a Pilsner. GB, we have water, we have hops, we have yeast and barley, and that is absolutely it. Extra pale Pilsner malt, which is 100%. Callista T90 pellets and Callista Lupamax. And the yeast is Hellas Fire Club. Not the Hell's Fire Club, but the Hellas Fire Club. Why are they calling this a Pilsner then if they used Hellas yeast? Don't know. Maybe they lagered it a bit. I don't know. Who knows? I've had far too many beers today. And yeah, back at the spoons. And as we all know, spoons are not always the same. But luckily for me, my local spoon is actually pretty damn good. I have two actually spoons that are basically walkable, and I have walked home from both of them after getting far too drunk. But also, I used to work in Canterbury where there are another two spoons, and I believe there are some others around. Oops, not too far from where I live currently. Deal, I believe there's one. I think, not sure if Herne Bay's got one, but Whitstable has got one. So there's plenty of spoons around. This is quite a cloudy beer, and I'm seeing some yeasties floating in there. Not quite 2 fingers head, but definitely more than one. Lovely, fluffy white clouded bubbles. And this has been sitting in the fridge for about 2-3 days. You got to do that kind of stuff with a Pilsner, don't you? Because it would be rude to have a warm Pilsner. Wow. Wow, actually, yeah. Getting lots of tropical fruits off this bad boy. I'm not 100%. Callista is going to be one of those New World hops. Grapefruit and Stonefruit. I'm definitely getting the stone fruit on the aroma. That kind of tropicalness. Not really getting the grapefruit. And I'm also getting something from, actually, maybe I'm getting a slight pithiness. But I'm also getting something that I guess is coming from the yeast itself. But when I dive in, drinking 4 beers and then a super strength cider, let's see if my taste buds haven't gone for a Burton and resigned. Anyway, cheers and beers, guys. Here's to the weekend. It's Saturday night. Life is good at the moment. Well, of course it is when you've been to the Spoons and had lots of cheap alcohol. Shamon. I know some of you don't like Spoons, but there is definitely a place and time for the Spoons. Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. There is that pithy grapefruitiness. It doesn't have that kind of clean break that I associate with Pilsner, I have to say. It does taste like oh, is it a pale ale or is it a lager? Interesting. The bitterness is really well hidden by that kind of pithy grapefruit sharp zestiness. The stone fruit is more on the nose, which is weird. But I'm also getting a bit of lemony thing going on, which I guess is from the dry hopping, because it's weird. It's using a Pilsner kind of yeast, and it's using Heller's yeast, but it's using an extra light malt. So maybe the malt is why they're calling this a Pilsner. Because nothing else says Pilsner about it, which is kind of weird. Pilsner malt. There we go. I should have read that again. I was so concentrated on the Heller's yeast that it's the Pilsner malt. That's why it's a Pilsner. But it's not really. Whoa, very good carbonation. That's the problem in my eyes with any kind of lagered beer, is that you do get that really harsh carbonation kind of burn when you're drinking it. You cannot drink, well, some people can, but most people can't drink lager super fast because of the carbonation, or if they can, they end up going and having these huge explosions. Mine are meager in comparison. But yeah, I mean, it's quite a nice beer. Like I said, it is quite cloudy. Can't really see through there. It is very pale, but I would say this is more a pale ale than an actual lager itself. I probably need to know more about this beer. But the Czech Republic and Croatia, obviously, and all those kind of places, they have got a lot of history, pardon me, with making really good lager beers. Dry hop lager. I mean, in my opinion, I might say why. because in my eyes, pale ales are far superior. But hey, if people like lager, then why not? This is quite a nice one. Anything that's dry hopped, anything that is a smash beer, technically this is a smash beer because it has one, as far as I know from the label, it has one malt and one hop. So it is definitely a smash beer. And this, purely judging it as a smash beer, is really, really nice. As a lager, as a pale ale, maybe it lacks a little bit of kind of something extra, that depth. But yeah, as a single hopped beer and a single malt beer, this is definitely a good one. So let's do some of this action and get a nice photo for the front of this review. This has been Unclejona, drinking the beers, drinking the smash beers, drinking the pilsners, so you don't have to. Come back tomorrow. I will be much more sober, I think, and yeah, we'll do some more reviews. I've got quite a few beers. I'm going to start very soon the vocation journey, and I've also got an extra sour beer that I picked up in the supermarket today, but I've also got a vocation one, so that might link me very nicely into my vocation journey. Yeah, for the autumn, for the fall, for you guys in foreign lands. I'm going to finish this off camera because I'm not going to neck this beer, because otherwise I'll be belching all night, and you don't want me to do that. And definitely people around here don't want me to do that either. Click like, click subscribe, do all that wrongness to appease the elder gods, and we'll see you real soon for more Unclejona beer reviews. Shamon.